This is KFDM Sports Extra with Mike Friedman and Cam Sanderson.
Hey, that's right, voice guy. Thanks so much. This is the KFDM Sports Extra Podcast. Yours truly, Mike Friedman here with Cam Sanderson, and we're going to talk a lot about Southeast Texas high school sports. And you've come to the right place, whether you're listening to wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts or you're watching us on YouTube. News on KFDM on YouTube. Click on podcasts, and you can see all the podcasts we've done. This is our 13th. Our 13th, I think, that we've done.
I'm going to take my
headset
off.
off.
You don't wear yours, I'll take mine off. I feel awkward now.
If anyone wonders, Cam and I are sitting right across the table from each other. We can hear each other just fine. We don't need headsets at all. I'm not going to keep my headsets on. But anyway, we're going to start this podcast talking a little bit, kind of like what we did last week, but talking a little bit about high school basketball. Is the high school basketball season is upon us for both the boys and the girls. We'll take a quick look at the this week's state rankings for our high school boys basketball teams.
Yeah.
Beaumont United staying strong at number 1. Beaumont United 2-0. They've got wins over Manville and LaPorte. They'll host Bel Air coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, they have looked pretty good. I mean, both our Beaumont schools are good at basketball.
Exactly.
If there should be no question about that.
Yeah.
So, they got the guy from Silsbee.
Right.
And I saw a clip on TikTok. I scrolled my TikTok, and it was like the tip-off. It might have been their first game. I watched him just lob it up, alley-oop, and he dunks it.
Nice.
First play in a Timberwolf. Yeah. Unbelievable. So I'm excited to watch them. I'm excited. There's actually 2 rivalries on this list that I'm excited to see, United Westbrook and
Bridge City and Orangefield.
Oh, I like Orangefield, East Chambers. I've been to those games.
Those are great.
Those are electric.
Sure.
Those are electric.
Any of those teams playing each other. Yeah, okay. Well, also ranked in Class 5A, number 5, the defending 5A Division II state champions in Beaumont Westbrook. And Westbrook's 1-0 so far this year. They've played 1 game. They got a win over Summer Creek. They're at HJ coming up on Friday.
Yeah, the state-ranked Summer Creek.
Right.
And HJ, which I guess isn't state-ranked, which maybe they opened pretty good. They had a good big win against another 1A team. But
Sabine Pass, yeah.
They played Brooklyn, right?
Oh, they did.
They did play state-ranked Brooklyn, and it was a 7-point win, 70-77. It's a state-ranked team, so that's good.
Okay.
But we'll see. I think Westbrook versus HJ, it's going to be an interesting one for the Hawks and the Brook. You get a good look at both these teams and maybe who they could be throughout the season.
Absolutely. Moving down the state ranks list for our teams, where we've got one team that's in Class 4A that's state ranked. The Bridge City Cardinals come in at number 24. Bridge City, they're 1-1 so far on the season. They lost to Livingston but beat Huffman just this past Tuesday of this week. So they're at Kelly coming up on Friday.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. It could be a good one. I think Kelly just had a win over somebody last night, or would have been Tuesday night.
Yeah, Tuesday night.
And so I can't remember who they played, but it was a decent win for them. So they look comfortable starting the year off. It'd be interesting how they do against.
It's fun this time of the year during non-district play is when all these teams get to play each other.
Yeah.
And so you'll have a Bridge City play somebody like Kelly or playing a team from out of our area and things like that. So that's fun. All right, we've got 2 teams in Class 3A, and they're neck and neck
right
here.
next to each other. Yeah.
Orangefield at number 20 and East Chambers at number 21. Orangefield, of course, they're 0-1. They've lost their 1 game they've played this year. They played at Nederland this week on Tuesday.
Okay.
And they'll host LCM coming up Friday afternoon.
Hey, good luck to them.
So, Orangefield and LCM.
Should be a good one. It's so fun. Orangefield is fun to watch.
Yeah.
I told you about this. Before basketball season started, that's one of those teams where I want to go watch a home game for them because that home crowd for Orangefield basketball, man, it is something else. So
for sure.
They get into it. They're a fun team, and I expect them to be just as good as they always are.
And you mentioned a battle between Orangefield and East Chambers. East Chambers coming in. They haven't played yet, but they'll be at Sabine Pass coming up on Friday.
Okay, yeah. Good. Yeah, I think good luck to them. I don't know. Sabine Pass has been working towards basketball, I'm sure, all football season, so they didn't have a team,
right.
so maybe they're ready for the snatch-up.
Absolutely. All right, so that's a look at our boys' state-ranked teams for the week of November 17th here, and we'll take a look at our girls' teams if we can. We've got 3 teams from Southeast Texas that are state-ranked this week in the Texas Association of Basketball Coaches state rankings. So in Class 5A, Beaumont United, the She-Wolves, coming in at number 20. The She-Wolves, they're 3-0 so far this year. They've got wins against LCM, Jasper, and Pasadena. They're going to be in a tournament at P&G, I think, coming up this weekend.
Okay, yeah, that's exciting for them. You talk about a program that might live in the shadow of the boys team.
Right.
And this is a good opportunity for them to, showcase, hey, we're not living in the shadow. We're on that level. We're on par. And we're a top tier team, and good start for them. I'm excited for them. I love a little Beaumont basketball.
Yeah,
so.
they're well coached.
I'm
and
rooting for
hopefully
them.
they're going to go far.
Rooting
do
for
well
those
in there. All right, in 4A, Bridge City, both boys and girls teams are state ranked. The girls a little higher. Bridge City boys were 24th, if you remember. Bridge City girls ranked 8th in Class 4A in the state this week.
All right, that's coming off of a state semifinal appearance. They were one away from going to state championship.
Exactly.
They played good in that game. Got dominated really by one player in the paint, but Bridge City been good at basketball for girls. They just came off a really good volleyball season.
For sure.
A couple of those athletes go over and play basketball. So
and Bridge City started the year with a win at Nederland, and they're going to be in the Nederland Lady Bulldog Classic this weekend.
So they have some good teams, good local teams in that one that'll give them some tests to prepare them for the year.
For sure. All right, and coming off their state championship, the Kountze Lionettes. They come in 3A ranked number 10, and I'm sure Coach doesn't want to be ranked number 10. She still wants to remain number 1.
Oh, yeah, maybe she should be. I don't see a reason to knock them down. They easily should be top 25, no question. Should be top 5 if you're the returning state champion. I'm blown away that Kountze boys aren't state ranked.
Right.
I think that's ridiculous. Yeah. It kind of blows me away that Silsby's not state ranked too. I know they lost some pieces, but these are teams that are consistently good. Kountze girls, they're going to be great again.
Right.
We're not worried about them. And so
they're coming off a big win this week. They had a 1-point win over Liberty Tuesday night this week, and they're going to host Lufkin coming up on Friday.
Okay, yes. Good luck to them. 10 now, but all that matters is if you're number 1 at the end of the year.
Exactly. All right. There's a look at some of our high school boys and girls basketball teams that are state ranked for the week of November 17th this week, and we're going to shift fully into high school basketball before long here. But don't fret. On the other side, we're talking about high school football. We're into round 2, the area round. We're talking all about it straight ahead. Stay close, everyone.
United.
Urban Meyer built college football dynasties.
Football is a way of life.
Mark Ingram II ran his way to a Heisman.
I'm gonna do the rest of the show with this thing.
Rob Stone calls it like he sees it. This is the Triple Option, where legends tackle the biggest headlines in college football and the NFL with guests who don't hold back.
You're not winning with that owner.
Wow.
It's football talk that hits harder than game day. The Triple Option, presented by Wendy's, wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, we're back. You're listening to the KFDM Sports Extra Podcast, as well as watching if you're on YouTube. News on KFDM, and click on podcasts. And this is our latest one. We're going to switch now to talk a little high school football. It's still king here in Southeast Texas. We've got a lot of teams that are still vying for a state championship, and we'll pick it up. We're now into the area round, round 2 of the high school football playoffs, round 2 of 6. The area round of the high school football playoffs, and we'll start at the top. 5A Division 1, Beaumont United. They did something they've never done before.
Yeah, they won a playoff game.
They won a playoff game. Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't give them a trophy just yet. No congratulations. They're fighting. They're still hungry. They still want to play. They're taking on a College Station team that, and if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll be able to see this graphic that we pulled up. Stats-wise, they're somewhat pretty even.
Yeah, rushing, it looks like College Station is probably their main go right there.
Yeah, that seems like their bread and butter.
Yeah, right. United, man, a lot of firsts this year. First year of head coach Denard Williams, first season, first winning season, first playoff win.
Right.
Who's to say it can't be their first area round win?
Exactly.
I'm not going to count these guys out. I think I said it last week. who am I to count them out? Everybody counted them out at the beginning of the year.
Sure.
And so I'm not. There's no reason. They've proven to you don't count me out.
It's a team that had to wait till the final night of the regular season to find out if they were going to be in the playoffs and get a chance to play this game or even play last week. So they had to have Westbrook lose, and Barbers Hill did beat Westbrook, and so Beaumont United gets in the playoffs. And they showed everyone it wasn't by mistake. It wasn't a fluke. They won their first playoff game, and hopefully they're evenly matched here and can put up a good fight.
Yeah, I believe they're one of 12 teams that won as a 4 seed in the playoffs out of all of Texas. So
right.
Pretty good stuff, man. I told you on the podcast, I felt really good about Beaumont United winning last week, and they did that. They came back too. I think it was 19-7. They were down, came back, and an impressive win. So good for the Timberwolves, man.
Perfect example of don't count them out.
Exactly, exactly.
All right, we'll move on. Also in 5A Division 1 in the area round, Port Arthur Memorial. Yeah. The Memorial Titans passed their first playoff test with flying colors last week. They got to host at home against Nacogdoches. Memorial taking on A&M Consolidated. I don't have any stats for Port Arthur Memorial, but you can see A&M consolidated 9-2 on the year. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see they've got 1,859 passing yards for the season, 2,734 rushing yards, and just over 1,900 receiving yards.
Yeah, I'm sure Memorial's beating them in all those stats.
Okay,
for being honest.
I'm sure, probably.
I mean, they just really have been dominating all edge. I got to watch them in person last week on Thursday, and that was a really good time. I had a lot of fun watching that team.
What's better, Monte Martin or Tank King? Watch.
It's unbelievable.
You've got either side of the field with some talent.
It's just entertainment the whole game. Tank King, though, he looks like an A&M commit, man. He is unbelievable. And I told you this story. I went to him and talked to him after the game, and I was like, man, this is the first time I get to watch you in person. You're an amazing athlete. He's like, oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Like, I think so. Really, dude? You're playing in the SEC in about 6 months.
Being humble.
No kidding. He is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so it's funny to watch that switch of just like how much of a crazy guy he's on the field. But there's so many athletes there. We talked about it all season.
Yeah,
it's the same song every week. There's multiple athletes on both sides of the ball that you can be like, man, these guys are really good. Yeah. So many commits at big colleges and for good reason. So I have no doubt in Port Arthur Memorial. I can't doubt them.
Hopefully they don't beat themselves is the thing. I'm throughout the playoffs. That's what I'm worried about.
This is what I think is a good point to mention. I think they had a turnover on downs and 2 muff punts that were turnovers.
Right.
So 3 turnovers in the first half of their game against Galena Park.
Yeah.
You can turn over the ball 10 times against Galena Park and beat them. And I mean, that's, no
There's going to be a team you can't do
There
that.
is a team, and I don't know if that starts this week or not.
Right.
So you kind of be a little bit more careful with the ball. And I don't know, maybe they were just looking for highlight plays, I mean, I saw them go after some punts. Maybe I wouldn't have tried to grab. So maybe it was just let's have some fun. But I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about them making any mental mistakes moving forward. They seem to they have it.
Yeah.
They really have it down, and it is so fun to watch.
Let's hope so. All right, we're staying in 5A, but we're dropping down to Division II. It's the PNG Indians. They got to open at home as well. No stats here for PNG. They're also 11-0 on the season. Mm-hmm. You can see some stats if you're watching us on YouTube, News on KFDM on YouTube. Ennis is the team that they're going to play. Ennis is 7-4. They've got just over 1,900 yards passing, over 2,000 yards rushing, and just over 1,900 yards in receiving yards. PNG, the one thing to make note of is they don't have their quarterback, Connor Bailey.
Yeah, there's a clear storyline for the Indians, and I've seen a lot of people giving up on them already, losing Connor. I want to make note of this real quick while I have this opportunity.
Sure.
First year of Jeff Joseph here, 2023. Tommy Reed, really good running back, it was off the field injury, and he was out for the year. A guy named Shea Adams and a guy named Isaiah Nguyen filled that role, and they went to state on the back of those 2 running backs.
Correct.
The next year, Shea Adams is starting quarterback, and he goes down with an injury. And this guy named Connor Bailey comes in, and he doesn't lose a game until the following year at Mid-County Madness.
Right.
He wins a state championship.
Right.
I've seen so many athletes leave this team, and you think, I don't know how you replace them. I've seen it happen on the O-line, the defense, under center. I'm not worried about the PNG Indians.
Okay.
I think it would be ridiculous to doubt the Indians, and I think any team that goes into a game doubting PNG on a Friday night better have their basketball shoes ready for Monday morning because your season will end that week.
Yeah, okay.
This is not a team you can doubt. I'm not worried about them. This is what we talked about with PNG. Port Arthur and PNG are the top teams in our area.
Correct.
Port Arthur has the superstars, but PNG has 11 guys on each side of the field that will tear you up, and they don't have to be the face of the team.
Okay.
And so that's what PNG does really well. So they lost one of those guys. They got 10 more that can tear you up.
Well, there you go. From a PNG guy himself, and so if you were doubting the PNG Indians against Ennis coming up this week,
you shouldn't even doubt them against Ennis. Next week is when it can get a little concerning, but Ennis, PNG is going to win this one, no doubt. I don't even think that. I think they're starting their JV quarterback.
Right, correct.
I don't think he'll be playing the second half.
Okay.
So.
All right, so there'll be no need.
I don't think it's going to be a problem against Ennis. I think moving forward. I
do want to say we hope Connor. He has a knee injury, and we hope everything's going to be okay. The Bailey family, we hope everything's fine.
Yeah, rooting for him.
And
one of the greatest quarterbacks PNG history. Absolutely. He will go down as remembered as one of the greatest, regardless of the outcome.
Yes, absolutely.
So. Yeah,
one of, if not the best quarterback to come through PNG.
Easily.
For sure.
Easily.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on. We'll talk about 4A Division I and the Bridge City Cardinals. They're going to be in Baytown Stallworth Stadium against Navasota, the Rattlers. And you get that. Bridge City's not 11-0. They did lose to LCM My mistake on that record there, I think I just left it from another one because we did have 2 teams that were 11-0, P&G and Port Arthur Memorial. But the stats are correct here if you're watching us on YouTube. Bridge City with just over 2,200 passing yards, 1,500 rushing yards, and just over 2,200 receiving yards. Kind of matches up with Navasota.
Yeah, it looks like both some passing teams. Yeah, I don't know anything about Navasota, but that's what's going to be interesting. And once again, you can only say the same thing over and over again when you're talking about these same teams for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
I've mentioned Bridge City's passing game, and it is elite, and they look really good when they're passing the football. So if they keep doing that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to go against them, right? Yeah. How can you bet against a team that is passing the ball so well? They won a game that I think a lot of people didn't think they would win last week.
All right.
I mean, I wasn't in that boat, but there were people that did not think Bridge City could win that game. Other people thought that whole district was going to get swept.
I was at that game, at least for the first half, and I saw they were trading blows going back and forth right there. So
that game ended.
Bridge
it was a
City
tight
did
one.
not win that by a mile. It wasn't an easy win for them, but they did pull it out. They did get the win to advance to the area around here.
Stressful game for them, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
It's got a big sigh of relief. And watching that game, I mean, we were excited. They had a muffed punt.
Yeah.
That might have saved them. Not saved them. I mean, they were up, but it gave them the chance to put the game on ice.
Exactly.
And so I think honestly they might have an easier matchup this week than last.
Interesting.
So I think that district's just really tough. I mean, a lot of people acknowledge how tough that Kilgore district is.
Yeah.
I think they got a good shot against Navasota.
One thing to point out is you said they had a muffed snap that worked out in there. You have to have things go your way.
Yeah.
As you move on from round to round, maybe not the area round, a better team will win. But as you move on from round to round, you're going to have something go your way.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, but something's going to have to go your way. Where if it doesn't go your way, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So you're going to have something tip in your favor. But Bridge City taking on Navasota coming up on Friday. All right, we'll move down into 4A Division 2. And the Silsbee Tigers, they get a date with Waco La Vega. And they're in the Tomato Bowl in Jacksonville, Texas. That's coming up Friday night. So Waco La Vega, 9-2, over 2,000 passing yards. Just under 1,800, or just over 1,800 rushing yards and over 2,000 receiving yards, the same as their passing yards. So Silsbee's stats...
Yeah.
Not overpowering in any way.
Doesn't matter, though.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Right.
They're winning games. That's what matters.
Yeah.
And man, this is not an easy team.
No.
It is not an easy team they're going to be playing against.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to doubt Silsbee.
Right.
I'm not going to doubt that district because I would pick those people, that district to win every week. Silsbee, West Orange Stark, I would have picked Hampshire Finette if they were still alive.
Right.
And so this is not going to be an easy game.
Right.
But it's definitely a winnable game. If for a program like Silsbee, it's hard to watch them go into a game and be like, oh, I don't know if you can win it. I mean, I think they've got a good shot. They've got athletes there that look good, and that's really all that matters when you come into this.
I wouldn't put them as an underdog. I think they've got just as good a chance as La Vega to come out of the area around here in this game. We'll see. I think La Vega, the scales might tip in the favor as far as stats and what they're able to do to La Vega's side here, but like you said, I think Silsbee's got the talent, and
I think they got the coaching staff.
They've got the coaching staff that's been
knows
there
how
and
to
done
pick
that.
apart a team, and so I think they could figure it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll hope so. All right. Also in 4A Division 2, the district champs out of that district, West Orange Stark, didn't have any season stats on West Orange Stark online, but the Mustangs coming into this one 8-3, taking on Robinson at 9-2.
I wanted to ask you this because I don't know. How can a team have 2,000 passing yards but only 1,800 receiving yards?
It was on Max Preps, by the way, if you want to know where I got all these stats. But yeah, it's interesting.
I was curious. I noticed it was like off 4 yards earlier. Yeah. That's a big gap right there.
Yeah,
Who's catching all those passing yards?
I guess. Maybe he's throwing it to himself.
I know, man. Who knows? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
West Orange Stark is that team from this district that you expect to make a run. I think West Orange. Maybe I sound biased. I'm gonna pick every Southeast Texas team while I'm sitting up here.
That's what we're doing. And again, this is our podcast. We're gonna say whatever.
Yeah.
This is our opinion.
Yeah.
We're rooting for all of our area teams because we want to go to AT&T Stadium
and cover a state championship
all day long. We'll cover every classification if we get a team that goes.
I would love it.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
I think West Orange Stark's got a good chance to keep their run going. They're hot right now. They've had that undefeated run through district. They've had a really comfortable win round one. Stay hot.
They've won 6 straight, by the way. West Orange Stark.
Make it 7.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We'll move on to 3A Division 1, the Orangefield Bobcats. They've moved on to the area around Orangefield, taking on Franklin. One thing for Franklin that stands out to me is their rushing yards.
Yeah.
4,729 rushing yards on the season. Franklin runs the ball.
Yeah. If we have an underdog in the area, it's Orangefield. This is not an easy team. I think they're number 1 in 3AD2. But I don't know, man. I watched Orangefield take down a state-ranked team pretty comfortably to start the year. I watched Orangefield do some pretty impressive things throughout the season.
Right.
And if you're talking about we have to get my defense prepared for a really good running game, I can't think of a better guy to go against in practice than Mason Manning.
Yeah, I think Coach Bro will have a good game plan. The thing is, Franklin coming into this matchup 8-3, so there are 3 teams that have been able to beat Franklin.
Yeah, that's weird.
Orangefield coming in at 9-2, so they've played. That obviously in non-district they've played some. Tough,
I guess
some
that
tough
must be
teams,
what it is.
Bigger classifications or something like that. But yeah,
I think it's just one of those instances where you're going to see Caleb Menard step up, and I say that we see it every week. He steps up, but this here. The offense, Orangefield's offense can be good, but the defense has to be good.
Absolutely.
And this right here is an opportunity for Caleb Menard to have a career game.
I wonder if Franklin has seen the talent level of a Caleb Menard that Orangefield has on the defensive side of the ball. This may be the toughest defense Franklin's had to face.
At least out of the teams they've beaten. I don't know who they lost to. Obviously, they aren't indestructible.
Sure.
So,
sure.
I don't know. Caleb Menard, man, he's a guy who controls that defense. He flies all around. He just reads it. I told his parents after the final week of the season, because they always send me his plays. I was in a Whataburger at midnight, 12:30, just watching his entire season highlights, just in awe, because he is just a crazy athlete. And so it'll be fun to watch. I'll be there. I'll be there for this game tonight, and I'm hoping to see a big win from him.
Yeah, should be a good one. All right, we hope so. All right, we'll move on. Also in 3A Division 1, the district champs out of that district, the Hardin Hornets.
Hitchcock.
Hardin taking on Hitchcock. Hardin 11-0. Remember, they're district champs, first time since 1974, just the 3rd time ever, and an undefeated district championship season. They won their by-district round contest last week, and they're in the area round 11-0. They have not yet lost this season, and I don't think Hitchcock's going to be able to do it.
I want to bet on Hardin, too, but that Hitchcock team's no joke.
Yeah.
So they are a good team, but 11-0, not easy, is it?
Yeah,
so
no, exactly. No one's been able to beat Hardin yet this year.
Yeah, I expect
so I want to see the team that does it.
I hope they, I think they'll stay alive.
All right. Another team that I expect to win coming up on the end of the week, the Newton Eagles. Newton 10-1 on the year. Their one loss was at the beginning of the season to West Orange Stark. And since then, they just ripped through the rest of the season, scoring 70 and 60, 70, 60, 70.
It's a bad game if you score 50.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see Newton, if you're watching on YouTube News on KFDM, 3,158 rushing yards. So Newton.
Yeah, KJ Porter is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I remember last year he finished the year with like 30-something touchdowns. He's just ridiculous to watch. I had him, I think, in my top 6. I had plays from him that I couldn't use, but I was like, it's unbelievable. I watched him break 10 tackles, and if he would have broke the 11th, it would have been like a 70-yard rushing touchdown. It's just hard to take him down, and he's not even a big dude, built, but he's not like giant, and so he's just, and he's insane. He's insane. He moves so quick. He is just, you can't drag him down. I don't think Caleb's got a shot at taking down KJ Porter and that Newton team. And so I think we'll see Newton football again next week. That'll be one of our teams that moves on.
I would agree with that. Also in 3A Division 2, moving on to the area around the Woodville Eagles. Woodville taking on Edgewood. They're pretty evenly matched here in this one. So this could be a tough test for the Woodville Eagles. Passing and rushing and receiving yards all seem to be about the same.
Maybe so. Maybe not. I mean, Woodville, comeback kids. How about that last week? I remember looking at the scores at halftime. I was like, man, they're already out. That sucks. Hey, I gave up on them. They didn't give up. That's good. That's a good quality to have.
Absolutely.
Luke Babin, too, on that team. Yeah. And it's like when you have a guy like that, good leader, great athlete. It's I said it last week. It's hard to pick against them.
Right.
It's hard to pick against Luke Babin in a Woodville team that has been great. I mean, you talk about their 2 losses. They're 2 teams that I think very highly of, Orangefield and Newton. And so I think Woodville is still one of those teams that's really talented. I think we'll hopefully root for them to beat Edgewood, and we'll see them play another week of football.
Absolutely. We certainly hope for. Okay, Woodville will be in Rusk coming up Friday night. I do want to mention that Chester is in the 1A Division 1 six-man playoffs.
Yeah.
They're taking on Union Hill. And Legacy Christian.
Legacy
Legacy
with a shutout win.
The TAP six-man 2A D2. They're going to take on Faith Academy. They're going to be at Allen Academy High School coming up on Saturday. So.
Oh, okay.
Best of luck to Chester and Legacy.
A shutout win in six-man football is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That's supposed to be a 70-72 final.
Right.
You did not allow a point. That's impressive. They
Absolutely.
have been on a good run this year. Good for them.
All right. Well, best of luck to all of our area teams still in the area round and looking on to make it to round 3 of the high school football playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
We'll, of course, have it covered for you. Orangefield playing on Thursday night and the rest of our teams playing on Friday. And tune in. We don't have a tailgate party anymore, but they're going to give us more time. So we'll have some extended time to go through all those highlights and results for you coming up Thursday and Friday night. We look forward to it. Hey, we'll be back with another podcast coming up next week. Thanks so much for listening or watching the KFDM Sports Extra podcast. Until next week, have a great time.
Thanks for watching the KFDM Sports Extra with Mike Friedman and Cam Sanderson.